Hello guys, girls and future friends. This is where me and the invisible lady will be staying for a month or two, and we'll have to climb that mountain. Apparently it's not too far. Famous last words. So you're probably wondering how we got here. Now I'm going to edit some parts in from going back home. This is the longest oak table in the UK at 42 feet, whatever that is. 42 feet in meters, anybody know? So apparently Tredegar House is in restoration, currently costing around £1.3 million, and as a result this is the best view we've got of the place. Travel tip number one. Most international airports now use automatic self-check-ins for the baggage as well, but they have to keep these old school ones around. So what they do is they put those there and they'll charge you £1 for weighing your baggage. But if you manage to find an old one, you can weigh your baggage for free, as long as that green light's on. Obviously different styles have different things and some of them will work automatically, but it's a free way to save you a couple of pounds, so that's good. So I think I'm around a third of the way, so I thought I'd take a breather and have a quick chat about the Catalan flag. Technically they only have one flag. They have the yellow and red banners that you would have seen pretty much everywhere if you turned on the news. But if you turn on the news as well, you'll notice that some people have a blue triangle on the left side of the flag with a white star in the middle. And then you'll notice that some people don't have the blue triangle, but there's a triangle of yellow and that has a red flag, red star on it. The reason for this is fairly simple. So the red and yellow is actually the flag of the region. It's the official flag. It's the one that's on all the government buildings, etc., etc. The blue and white star one is in reference to when they were having the civil war with Franco. Catalan sided with the Republicans, the anti-monarchs, the communists, etc. Spanish Civil War is super confusing and there's subgroups inside subgroups inside subgroups, so I can't get into too much detail on that front, but I'll recommend some videos down below that explain it quite well. I think there's a feature history on it that does a really good job. But Catalan sided with the left and wanted to be left-leaning, or part of the left wing, so they borrowed that blue triangle with the white star in the middle from their Hispanic cousins on the other side of the Atlantic, Cuba, as Cuba was also from the left side and also fought for against imperialism and, you know, all those great things. And then the yellow triangle with the red is fairly simple. It's basically extreme left-wing people who didn't have enough money during the Civil War, and students, etc. And they didn't have enough money to do the blue, the red and the yellow with the white star, so what they did is they just made the star red and they didn't put the red bars across, so you'd have that yellow triangle. And that's why Catalan has one flag but actually three. First summit, the second one's just over my shoulder up there. It's pretty much double the distance that I've already done, and I've made a few shock discoveries. I just climbed the entire side of the mountain, and there's a path over there, or path over there that goes straight to the road down there. So that's annoying. And the bigger annoyance is that I promised the invisible lady I'd be back for when she finished her shift, which is around an hour, and there's no way I'm getting up that and all the way back down in an hour. So I'm just editing the video, and then I realised that I hadn't done an outro, and I also hadn't given a book recommendation. So my book recommendation for this month is going to be Animal Farm by George Orwell, because I read The Road to Wigan Pier when I was back home, but I couldn't recommend that as a first George Orwell book to read. It's a bit heavy, it's not as easy to read as 84 or Animal Farm, and Animal Farm is probably my favourite by him. I love his way to explain very complicated things in just the most basic of English, which is fantastic, and then putting on top of that the fact that he uses animals instead of human. It's really nice. It's a great book to read, particularly if you're left-leaning, because because if you're left-leaning, it shows a lot of the dilemmas with extreme left, such as communism, for example, which is fantastic. I think it's great. It's one of my favorite books, and that's kind of it. So I will see you next month.